Alrighty, here we go. Final match of the day. It's Open 10, MYSOD and Comet Clan. Jousting for positioning in the standings for two teams that are almost certainly playoff bound. Couple of smokes tossed in. Fizze waiting to strike. There's that flashbang. That's going to trigger him to peek on through. And what a shot from Doom Train. Fizze just dropped like a heap right into the ground. Cook charging in. The bomb still gets planted. PB Sheck finds the opener for his squad. That's set to Tap Buggy, doing a little more damage. Back and forth we go. Even numbers at a 3v3 to Tap Buggy. Kind of trapped, and there it is. Cook going to find that frag. And Zeke and Cook, the two top frags for this squad, peek around together and do the damage. Toggleman hoping to do the same. Taps the bomb, but cannot get it done. Zeke, the 3K. And it will be the pistol round going the way of Comet Clan. Saw they're using the utility they purchased up very effectively. Making sure they had some angles smoked off. I believe they had jungle smoked off in that situation, which allowed them a little more space upwards. And MYSOD will not be forcing up. Oh, I take it back. They will be. Just a little bit late. 4 nades, 2 flashes, and 2 smokes. Where are they going to deploy those nades? I mean, they already threw one there towards T-ramp. Not a bad idea, considering that it will be an execute towards the A site, but the majority of the players are actually in Palace. A lot of the util's already been spent here by MYSOD. They're left with a couple of smokes, 2 flashes, and a nade. PB Sheck comes out along with Fizze, and Fizze was blinded there, so a good flashbang toss. Doom Train manages to get the Deagle headshot off of it. Astro strikes back onto Bobji. And Toggleman will fall. Couldn't hold on to the positioning underneath Palace. Astro planting that bomb, and PB Sheck just swinging back and forth. Continues to re-peek and will do all of the remaining damage. 3 frags for him on the tail end of this round. And 2-0 in favor of Comet Clan. Oh, we have a question in the chat. Why would you start on the favorite side? Well, I'll answer that question for you because you want to pile up as many rounds as you can at the beginning. Psychologically, it's always better to have a lead going into the second round of a half as opposed to being at a disadvantage. Now, you could argue that maybe you want to try and get as many rounds as possible on the least favorite side as well, but it's been, I'd say, statistically proven that it's always better to start on the side that you feel you're going to get the most rounds on, and in most cases, that would be the CT side. Just gaining that psychological edge and having that round advantage is always better. Like, for example, on Anubis, would you rather be up 10-2 or be fighting back from 2-10, right? After being on the CT side. Obviously, it's not ideal to be down that much, but anyway. Master Me is going to come up there and get PB Sheck on the push, and Master Me could get a follow-up. No. Zeke will take care of business, but tons of damage done just by that pistol sneaking through Palace. .102 on the clock here. Doom Train pushing out with the Deagle. Asher's going to throw that Molotov for window. Absolutely. Utility set being tossed for mid control. Still a lot of util left for Comet Clan. Bob J is going to get one from onto Astro. Maybe a follow-up as well. No. Fizze makes sure that it's only one for Bob G's. Toggleman, player I highlighted in the pregame. Hiding in the shadows, pops out, can't do anything. Cook is too sharp with the AK. And now Doom Train and Tap Buggy have picked up a couple of Galils, and Tap Buggy's already going to activate for the frag onto Zeke. And the follow-up on Fizze, it's all up to Cook in the 1v2, and he already drops one to make it a 1v1. Tap Buggy versus Cook, 2 of the top players, and Cook will win it out. A 3K for him, and that's a 3rd round as well for Comet Clan. MYSOD, they threaten on a round where, honestly, they didn't invest that much. Made it an expensive one for Comet Clan, but Comet Clan still get the important round victory. Now, more heavy investments or reinvestments required on the Comet Clan side. Over on MYSOD, they're going to get their first buy up in. And Toggleman going for the AUG, interestingly enough. I've seen the AUG start to come out a little bit more as of late in the meta. It might be making a resurgence. I know it was extremely popular in the early goings of CS2, but that quickly changed once the price of the M4A4 was reduced, and then it became more of a choice between M4A4 and an M4A1S. It was really just having 30 bullets in a rifle versus 20. And also you get the scope. So because of the price difference being so small, at least when CS2 was released, you'd go for the AUG instead of the M4A4. But now, with that being adjusted, the AUG kind of slipped into kind of a situation where it wasn't even equipped in some cases. That said, I do like seeing it back. I think it still has its utility. No problem, Lauren, in the chat. Alrighty. Bob G's. Can he do it? He can, but Cook gets one onto Toggleman before that, so it's an even trade, 4v4. Doom Train under a lot of pressure here, but Bob G's going to relieve some of that pressure, although he takes tons of damage in the process up against Zeke. But the two top frags for Comet Clan are gone. Astro trying to show what he can do now. Brings it down to even numbers once more. Bomb going to get planted here, and Astro continues to just sail along the map and find frags. The tap buggy's gone. Bob G's dodges the nade, stays alive with only 5 points of health remaining. And now Master Me's given away his position, so they have the information. Astro does manage to collect another frag. Third on the round for him. Master Me is just sent packing to save the M4. No chance to rotate all the way back into that A site and get the job done. Not to mention didn't have the kit. So he makes the wise choice and keeps the M4 for another round. But that will allow Comet Clan to extend their lead to 4 and keep MYSOD blanked in the opening moments of this half. Uh-oh. Is the gun going to be saved? No! PV Shek spots out Master Me. And that will make life a lot more difficult for MYSOD going into this next round. Still have a decent chunk of change because that full loss bonus just kicked in. So that means they can half buy at the very least, and you're going to see Doom Train invest a little more heavily to get that scout up, but it is a glass scout. Zeke, on the other hand, has the AWP ready to rock. And 4 AKs round out the buy for Comet Clan. Looks like Astro's still in T-spawn. He's just holding for a palace push, which I can't say I necessarily mind given what happened. I think it was in round number 2 where one of the MYSOD members pushed up and managed to get a frag. Cook, headshot onto Master Me. Makes it look easy, and that is the B site kind of opened up, and you're seeing the adjustment being made immediately by MYSOD, sending to tap buggy to close the gap. But no matter which way you slice it, Comet Clan have a significant advantage into this round. Bob G's waiting at Ninja. MYSOD biding their time, allowing Comet Clan to make the first move, and hoping that they might overlook an angle here. Toggleman trying to peek back and forth there, out of connector, in towards mid, eats a nade, another one sailing in, and eventually it's the op to put him down into dirt. Bob G's, well, yep, angle wasn't overlooked. He was biding his time, hoping that trigger discipline would work out, but it didn't. And to tap buggy, along with Doom Train, probably not going to have much success here. Doom Train gets run down by Astro's AK, and to tap buggy, the Deagle almost gets one. Close, but no cigar. Comet will win another one. 5-0 in their favor. Here come the guns again for MYSOD. So far, Toggleman and Tap Buggy haven't been able to make their mark on this match versus on the other side, Zeke and Cook have been exactly as they've been touted, those top fraggers for Comet Clan. All those footsteps tippy-tapping away for Comet Clan as they're setting themselves up for an execute, a set piece here towards the A site. Only one player currently on A because MYSOD want to get aggressive into mid. Not a bad idea, but in this round, it's not great. Especially if Comet Clan execute here. Doom Train's on his own, on an island, because those smokes are going to guise off all of the visibility, all the angles from MYSOD. Doom Train does manage to get one. That'll help. They're going to flash out here, or at least smoke out to try and regain the space. But Zeke is watching it with the op. Vize connects onto Bobjeez after Bobjeez gets one and then spams the smoke to find Toggleman as well. Master Me, the last one standing. And again, nothing doing for MYSOD into this round. Unless Master Me can pull off a ridiculous clutch. Does do some damage, but that is not nearly enough. Now his position is known. They're going to toss some more util in his direction. The nade takes him down to 69 health. And the bomb continues to tick away. Eventually, Master Me is going to have to either pull the plug or just fully commit into what is likely a hopeless effort. And he decides to pull the plug. Correct decision. Does he get away? He doesn't. PV Shek runs him down anyway. And it'll be 6-0 in favor of Comet Clan with, again, no guns saved over for MYSOD. The full loss bonus, it's tempting sometimes to go for a force buy in this situation, but in this case, MYSOD going to be conservative. Half buy comes through. I mean, they could even invest a little bit more. They do. Yeah, I was going to say, armor, pretty valuable up against those AKs. At the very least, the body armor. 7th round of play. Oh, Bobjeez, a couple of cracks at it, but can't connect with the Deagle headshot. Takes way more damage on his side, tries to fade away and will, but his teammates are falling around him. Cook and Astro finding a couple. Bobjeez gone to the nade. Astro gets the bullets as well onto Tap Buggy, and it's only Toggleman left with a CZ and a prayer. Toggleman pops around. His prayers go unanswered. Astro, the headshot from the AK. And they are still blanking MYSOD here. 7-0. Surprised to see the gap so large here between these two squads because statistically and win-wise, they're so closely matched that I thought that MYSOD would bring a little more to the table, but it's just a case of Tap Buggy and Toggleman having an off game at the exact same time versus Comet Clan stars being completely on point. Not to mention they're getting support from Astro in this game, and Astro's at the top of the board with 10 frags. PB Shek. Oh man, they're not even watching this. He's allowed to walk out of Palace, and they have zero information that he's in this position. Oh my goodness. Okay, Bobjeez does spot him out. Saves the day for Toggleman. Still, the Tap Buggy's low, and now Toggleman's gone. Zeke locking on the op, and not missing his opportunity. Cook jumping through into the smoke. A little bit of a mistake. Bobjeez was waiting there, and so was Doom Train. So a 4v3. Now Comet Clan realizes there's a lot of presence on this A site. Zeke's waiting for another peek. Misses the shot, though. But again, that's more information confirmed. We'll see if they start leaning into the B site. Still, I mean, I feel like either site isn't necessarily a good choice for them. They're going to have to fight a 2v2 regardless. Or I should say a 3v2. Assuming all three players stay alive on whichever site they decide to hit. Flashbang toss, 22 seconds left. Yeah, they have to start to put the pedal to the metal. Here we go. Charging in, pressure's on. Masterme's in a great spot to punish. He collects one onto Fizze. This could be the first round victory for MYSOD. 9 seconds left now. Bomb plant can't come through. It has to be done on the frags, and it's just impossible. Zeke gonna have to fade away, and finally, MYSOD are able to take a round on the board. Wow. COMET Clan just misplayed the clock, made a couple of poor decisions, honestly, in terms of their maneuvering around that A site, and it cost them. Maybe if Zeke hits that second op shot, they can explode out towards the A site, because then they'll have a little bit of a weakness exploited there, and they'll know the defense is light. But because he doesn't, they just kind of stall out, hoping something comes their way. It doesn't, and then with 20 seconds left, you don't have the time to clear the angles. So you're just kind of panicking, trying to get into the bomb site and get a bomb plant, whereas the CTs are calm, cool, and collected because they have all the time in the world. Ninth round of play, it's still a very tall hill to climb for MYSOD, not to mention, I mean, the economy is absolutely incredible for COMET Clan. Full buy-ups likely available for at least 2 rounds, even if they lose the next 2. Molotovs are good. One thrown underneath Palace, one for default. They know no one's there. Now they can continue moving forward. CT is very much their target, and Toggleman has been eliminated. BobG, some good spam through the smoke to at least trade one back, and Doomtrain's in a good spot to punish, and he absolutely does that to tap Buggy as well, doing work, and it's all down to Cook after planting the bomb. Can't do enough. He falls, and MYSOD find themselves a second. Just a good job by MYSOD, and Doomtrain in particular, right? Holding that line from CT after losing a player in that direction. Comes back, takes the space. They don't realize he's there. He's able to get a couple, and after that finishes the job. So 2 in a row for MYSOD. More of the close engagements I was expecting coming into this match. But again, like, look, full buy. As mentioned for COMET Clan. So MYSOD have to do exactly the same thing. The pressure is on in a very significant way. Need another couple of rounds on this CT side to really get back into this map. Oh, nice opener from Zeke. He has been excellent with the big green gun. As a Molotov sails in for COMET Clan for window room. Won't connect on anyone, but they've got that 5v4 edge. And looking at that minimap, it appears as though they want to end up on this A site. But there is a player in those T apartments. That's Cook. I imagine he's going to go underpass to join up mid and apply pressure onto the A site with Fizze from connector. There is still a player in ladder room. That's the tap Buggy. If he goes down into window room at the right time, he could disrupt the attempted take of the site. There's a smoke thrown for Cat to tap Buggy, realizing someone has to be here to throw that util, but Cook spots him out as he tries to drop out of ladder room. That makes it a 5v3. BobG is going to have to do work here with Toggleman on this A site. BobG gets one, but he gets naded out. A mortar strike from PV Shek. Toggleman manages to get one back. He's dancing around, stuck in firebox. There's a Molotov available for Cook, and the nade as well, and yeah, they deal with him. The bullets and the nade flush him out, leaving only Masterme standing, who manages to get one here, but you see the problem, don't you? Cook is flanking him, and he's probably dead. Well, whether it be from the front or the back. Fizze takes care of business, 8-2 in favor of COMET Clan. They isolate those 2-round victories for MYSOD, and looking at the money, it should be enough for MYSOD to buy up here. Absolutely will be. Surprised to see Doomtrain not drop the AWP, though. He had 8k. Could have gotten an opt-down and traded for an M4. Guess they just want to make sure that everyone have those A1Ss in their hands. A little bit of aggression here from MYSOD towards top mid. BobG's, I don't think he's going to hang around too long, yeah. It didn't feel like a full commitment to the push, just kind of hoping that someone tried to get adventurous through that smoke, and it doesn't happen. Nade going to sail in here towards Toggleman, but he wins the fight against PV Shek in the Palace. So there's the 5v4 for MYSOD. Don't have to get too aggressive now since they have that man edge. Comet Clan just playing defaults. 2 in top mid, 1 going underpass, that's Cook. And then you have Astro, who was in Palace with the bomb, but now is readjusting himself. I'm not sure where this one's going to end up. Because you have 3 players coming from different angles going into mid. And Fizzy engaged with Doomtrain. It's a pretty even engagement in the end, kind of a stalemate. Doesn't really give either team the edge. Cook spots out a player and tries to maneuver around. Does do the damage against BobG's, but still no frags to speak up for Comet Clan. And again, the time is becoming their enemy, as it did a few rounds ago. They have to get a move on. MYSOD delaying well with the util, but they've got only a smoke left and a few flashes. Tap Bucky good with the bullets. They're going to have to be. Cook, trade immediately. 20 seconds left. They have to get onto this bomb site. To Tap Buggy waiting on default. And he's got support from CT as well. To Tap Buggy can't hit the shots. He's gone. Toggleman waiting at CT. He's giving away his position. They might try to plant the bomb for Cat instead. And that's exactly the plan. Zeke deals with Toggleman as well, giving them the man edge. Doomtrain. Ooh, missed shot. It looks so close for Zeke. Doomtrain manages to slip through and get the frag onto Cook. Now he's trying to close the gap on the Opper. Doomtrain does it. Now he's in a 1v1 because Fizzy managed to take down his teammate. Fizzy at 59 HP and Doomtrain at 42. M4 versus AK. Fizzy spots him out. Fizzy doesn't have to force the issue either. He knows that Doomtrain has to frag him first, and he will force Doomtrain into an unfavorable fight. It will be a 9th for Comet Clan. Twelfth round of play. MYSOD felt like they were threatening, like they'd be able to make some noise here in this first half. And they very much were making these last few close. The problem is, it took them a long time to actually activate and get to this point. And the lead may be too much for them to overcome already. Flashbang toss. Look at this aggression from Comet Clan. They know that the economy is not healthy for MYSOD, so they're just trying to bully them in towards this B site. Tap Buggy's already gone. Master Me. Oh, actually hiding on that site, could get away with it. He does for 1, but Astro trades him out immediately, and now Astro's making this util drop down in towards Market. In the meantime, Zeke does connect onto BobG's with the AWP. Doomtrain and Toggleman, they're both known in terms of positioning, and it's only a matter of time until Doomtrain falls. The util, the bullets, everything sailing his way. Really not much he could achieve there. 10-2 in favor of Comet Clan. They have been fairly dominant pretty much from start to finish. We saw that couple of rounds from MYSOD where it appeared as though they were waking up, and even the 2 rounds afterwards, they were close and made it down to a 1vx situation. But that last round, obviously there's only so much you can do with the limited economy, and MYSOD just bulldozed them right into that B site. Well, almost always when it's 10-2 and you're on the losing end of it, you need that pistol round. You need a start to something. If you don't get it, it just becomes that much harder to mount the comeback. Only 2 pieces of util bought up for MYSOD here on this pistol. You like to see maybe 5 or 6 pieces. Sacrificing the armor for the util makes sense, especially on that T side, because it's really hard to execute a bomb site without having the utility in your hands. That said, to Tap Buggy wins on the straight duel up against Zeke. Cook could be a problem for them, though. See how they clear this, because he's got support from CT. Tapping the bullets for the USP. Ends up going down to BobG's. I think he blindsided him from Palace. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now Comet Clan, do they have the kit? They do. So they can play for retake. They don't have to rush these fights. Astro wants to find something, though. He's hungry for blood. Gets only 1 as BobG's drops 2. Fizzy, last one standing. The must-win pistol looks like it should be coming through, but we can't speak too soon. Fizzy's got the kit, and now he's made it down to a 1v2. Fizzy sees Toggleman, who's just trying to attract his attention. so that he looks away from connector. That's exactly what's happening here. Master Me, overlooked entirely, just has to pop out and hit the headshot now. Fizze fakes the plant, defusal, excuse me. Hits the headshot on Toggleman, but he doesn't know where the last is. Now he does, but it's going to be too late. Has to stick the defusal and ends up falling to Master Me's USP. Well done by MYSOD to hang on in the pistol round and get a third for themselves. In the previous half, we saw MYSOD choose not to force up on their CT side after losing pistol. This time, Comet Clan does the opposite. 3 MP9s, the Deagle, and Astro probably going to buy. There we go. Yeah, Deagle for him too. MYSOD, though, managing to get 3 AKs. The 2 MAC-10s carrying all the utility. And they are going to open up the fragging as well. Master Me with that Mac. That's the frag on to Zeke. Doom Train gone, though. Loses the fight against PV Shek. And look where Cook is. He's already taken the space towards top mid, so if he keeps pushing towards T-spawn, he'll find out that they're going towards his A site, but he decides to go back and support B instead. Here come MYSOD. The AXQ is on. Not much util, though. You get the smoke thrown for Con, but that's it. That allows PV Shek to come out and get one before he's traded himself. 3v3 numbers even, which isn't too bad for Comet Clan. Still very winnable situation. And Bob G's gets one almost traded out. Down to 8 HP, and Toggleman will support him to ensure that he stays alive, leaving it all up to Fizze in a 1v3. Gets one of the healthy players. The healthiest one's gone. That's Toggleman. Now Bob G's on life support at 8 HP at Tetris, and Master Me over at Palace. They don't have to peek. They can force Fizze to come to them, but Fizze just wide swings Bob G's and takes him down. Now Master Me has to have a look here. Fizze could try and draw him out. He is. Hoping for that fight, needs that fight, doesn't have the kit, has to win this quickly and can't do it. Master Me not only wins the round, but he upgrades himself back towards an AK from that MAC-10. 3K for him. And MYSOD, they've got a little bit of life. That said, we still haven't seen that first full gun round from Comet Clan. And are they forcing up again? Or is that just... Okay. That was a miscommunication. PV Shek says, just kidding. I'm selling the FAMAS. And we're doing a pistol round. Makes sense. Oh, what a ripper of a shot to open up the round. Doom Train just walks out with the Deagle towards ramp and in an instant gets the headshot onto Zeke. 5v4 for MYSOD. Master Me jiggle peeking, so is Cook. Cook's hoping for a push to come through underpass. It doesn't, and now he's given away his position. Doom Train saw him, so he fades off a little bit. He has to get out of here quickly, or else Master Me's just going to spray him down with the AK. He ends up dying from Cat. Tap Buggy and Toggleman are exceptionally low, though, so these pistols could certainly have more of an impact on the round, especially if MYSOD go towards B. That's where Comet Clan are gambling, and that's where MYSOD are going. The brawl is on. What can the pistols do? So far, not much. PV Shek collects a couple, maybe the third. Still alive, picks up the AK. Needs to pull off the clutch ace to win the round. PV Shek finds himself 3, but that will end it. Still gets a little bit scary and very expensive for MYSOD, meaning 3 reinvestments will be required. And that was a round that Comet Clan, only had a little bit of investment in. Now they'll bring the guns to bear. Much more util to work with here for Comet Clan, only missing a few pieces, in fact. As they're hoping this round will deliver them an 11th. Great util thrown here by MYSOD, although I say that, the connector smoke not really on the mark. Huge gap there, and my goodness, Zeke just barely misses hitting the shot, and now PV Shek falls by the wayside. Tempting to go and peek that smoke again, but Zeke decides against it. Astro peering out from window into the fire and the flames, gets 2 and survives the ordeal. 4v3 in favor of Comet Clan. Are looking to get back to their winning ways. They know that the tap back buggy is over here at Cat. He's trying to gain the space while his teammates are likely going to look to recover the bomb. But that bomb is within the sights of Comet Clan. So you need to be careful. Nade tossed. That actually won't do any damage at all. Nice shot from Tap Buggy to even out the numbers. I'm not sure if he expects Fizzy to be here. If Fizzy's patient enough, he could catch them off guard. But he wants to have a peek. Too tempting. Actually slips into Van without being spotted. Now Cook and Zeke are coming in to set up a crossfire. This is a difficult sight for MYSOD to take, especially with only 25 seconds left on the clock. That smoke will help. Guys is off an angle, and Doom Train from Apartments finds one. Will they expect Fizzy? They don't. But he's now the last... No, excuse me. Cook's the last one standing because Fizzy dies, and Master Me wins the 1v1. So these rounds are coming down to the wire time and time again. But MYSOD do manage to push Comet Clan back and give themselves a little bit more space to breathe. Comet Clan won't be able to buy up in this round. Just onto the eco. 3 deagles. Probably upgrades for everyone. Yeah. 5-7. And 4 deagles to round things out. A little bit of util, a couple of nades. Assuming they're going to try tossing those down the ramp or maybe top mid. Actually, for the time being, they're going to hold on to them. 3 players stacked up right next to window. Are they going to pop this smoke and just peek out? Yep, that's the plan. Here they come. Do they see anything? Yes, but no frags. In fact, they lose a body in the process. Good smoke pop there by Bob G's. And as it stands, MYSOD gaining the space and taking the advantages until Zeke manages to connect on Doom Train. Trade is instant, but oh, hold on a second. Fizzy finding that evens up the numbers at a 3v3, and Tap Buggy is quite low at 26 HP. Tap Buggy and Toggleman usually in the 1-2 spot. This time around, it's been a rough go. They've needed Bob G's to step up along with Doom Train and Master Me just to be competitive here. Fizzy, leaded by Toggleman, and there goes Cook as well. PBSheck's managed to recover an AK, and at this point, might be best just to save it, but I think he's tempted to come in here from ramp because they might not expect him to be in this angle. Toggleman's looking the opposite way. There he goes. PBSheck gets one. Now he's certainly going to try for this. 1v2 clutch. Needs to go fast, though, because no kit is available to him. Nade flies out. Master Me's here on default. He won't expect that. It looks like it's going to be a backstab from Master Me. PBSheck not looking his direction. There it is. Master Me will secure the 7th round for MYSOD. So from a 2-10 deficit, MYSOD have won 5 rounds in a row. And now we have a timeout being called here. Believe this is a tech timeout, so maybe there's an issue. I have to wait for confirmation, guys. All right, well, either way, it looks like it's been solved, whether it be a tech or attack. And we're going right back into the swing of things. Both teams on a buy round. AWP and 4 M4s for Comet Clan, 2 A1Ss, 2 M4A4s. Again, still trying to find their first round here of the second half. Each team having far better T sides than CT sides so far. Only 2 CT side rounds won throughout 17 rounds of play. Spam through the smoke. It was right on the money, honestly, but Fizzy ran out of bullets. Now has to reload. Tries again. Excuse me, not Fizzy ran out of bullets. It was Doom Train that ran out of bullets. And now has to vacate the premises because Utah will likely sail in towards bench. That said, Toggleman takes the space that Doomtrain is holding and throws a Molotov of his own to push Fizzy back, at least momentarily. "50 seconds left on the clock. MYSOD bunching up towards T-ramp and that A site. Doomtrain into Palace and one player at Cat. I don't see how he's... Yeah, I don't think Toggleman's going to survive with 3 players, actually 4 in the vicinity. But now they know that the A site might be ripe for the taking. Swinging around Doomtrain, Astro razor sharp on the aim. BobG's trying to get one back, and he does. Master Me helps out, and BobG's still surviving, but eventually PV Shek will overwhelm him with bullets from his AK-47. To tap Buggy and Master Me on for the 2v3 clutch, and there's the first step towards that. Astro gone. Master Me into tap Buggy managed to get a crossfire setup as well. One in towards the A ramp and one in CT. Master Me spotted out. COMET Clan trying to deal with one player at a time, but I'm not sure they're going to be afforded that luxury. Now, going to stick the defusal in the smoke. They can't spot out Zeke, and now Master Me's gone. In the end, the knife comes out, but it's way too late for the tap Buggy, who does survive. But that is not the way MYSOD envisioned that round ending. COMET Clan sneak through an 11th round and finally have a CT side round victory to speak of. They also keep enough players standing to ensure that this buy-up is fairly potent. Only 2 pieces of util missing. The only thing that they might want they don't have is an AWP. On the other side, MYSOD, realizing the reality of the situation, see that they can buy up a couple of AKs, a MAC-10 and a Deagle, and they still had 1 rifle carried over from their previous round. So they're taking a chance here, even though it means their economy is going to be completely shot in the follow-up rounds should they lose here. Toggleman waiting patiently for the push. Astro walks right into it and loses the duel despite hitting the headshot with the M4. It is not good enough. 6 HP for Toggleman. Two players regrouping there for MYSOD. In towards T-spawn. One already in Palace, as we talked about. That's Toggleman, but he's very low health. COMET Clan scattered across the sites. But PV Shek towards mid wins an important duel, and Zeke collapses in with him to find Master Me. They've somehow managed to get an advantage out of this round where the first frag went MYSOD's way. Toggleman naded down. What a toss. A mortar strike from Zeke. BobG's manages to get the trade, but he can't get anything else, meaning that Tap Buggy is by his lonesome. Needs to isolate 1v1s. Only 30 seconds left for him to work with, and he won't have another second to think because Zeke just sprays him down with the bullets. The quad kill for Zeke. He is up to 17, only 1 behind the frag leader Astro, who's at 18. But Zeke and Cook have just been that good throughout the entirety of this BO3, and of course Astro as well. That goes without saying. One more round, and COMET Clan will be the team to get 7 rounds victory. 7 map victories, I should say, first. MYSOD will have to wait until their next series to try and find that. Hope still remains, but the buy-up is not great. A Tech 9, 2 Deagles, and 2 Galils. I don't see that very often. A decoy being deployed here. Just making some noise in those B apartments. Train. Ooh, spotted out. Almost sprayed down and is finished off by Zeke. Now BobG's alone with the bomb. Realizes, oh, can't do this. He has to fall back. A little bit of space gain to be, but there are a couple of players here. PV Shek, who's been solid when called upon, and Fizzy. Fizzy Plays anti-flash very well and peers around to find a couple. This one could be over, folks. Tataf Buggy and Bob G's the last two standing. Bob G's is probably dead in a moment. There he goes. And Tataf Buggy gets one, but only one. Fizz with the 4K this time, and pretty much everyone for Comet Clan getting in on the mix. I mean, Zeke and Cook were the ones to start it, but I guess they lit the fire and the rest of their teammates just started throwing wood onto it to continue burning forward and burning their way to victory. Beautifully done